Good morning, my channel mammals. We're far away from Yankee right now, visiting some friends upstate near where we've been working on that old shed and wood shop and all those other places in that big old building. And one day, as going through tons of screws and nuts and bolts and thises and that's, we're always finding stray bits of metal or things that we don't know what they go to. And we finally say, oh, we don't know what it is, so let's just throw it out. If we ever need it, we'll find it. We'll find another one. But so far, usually throwing things out isn't a bad idea. But anyway, I came across this little piece of steel. A little bar of steel with an oblong hole in the middle of it. And I tossed it aside, and then I, tossed it to the other side. And then I probably tossed it behind me. And I didn't know. So anyway, eventually it just got lost in the hubble. And then when we went back home to Yankee, I was cleaning out my drawers in the galley because I had a new configuration that I wanted to try out that made things easier to access. And I almost never do this. This is not an everyday thing. You think I only organize. But anyway, so I found this other strange thing. This thing. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this. It's a piece of steel that's flattened out on one end and twisted, and flattened out on the other end and just left like that. And then these two little rings, sharp rings, not so sharp, but welded on there. And I thought, oh, what is this? And I know what it was. It had a little piece of brown paper slid onto the end here with what it was called and some instructions, but it was all, the brown paper was flaking in my fingers as I pulled it off. It was just rotten. I think it was brown because it was, had been long deteriorated and was just holding together till the moment I found it. And then it just fell into my hands and trickled onto the floor, just long enough for me to read that it was a decorative food cutter. So I looked it up online and I saw a gentleman showing this very same thing. And then he started to twist it into a vegetable, and to do that, he put this little thing on the end. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And I thought, I have that piece upstate. I was so excited. And I thought, oh, I hope I didn't throw it out. I wasn't sure if I had thrown it out or not. And next time we came up here, which was this time, there it was, right in some little pile that I had scooted aside, not got to yet to throw out. Here's a potato. And I brought these potatoes up here. They're already starting to grow a few little eyes, but that's okay. So you stick this in the top of the potato, and I did one already, and I found the important thing was to try to keep it as straight as possible, and whilst also pushing. You see, now the little twist is in the potato, so it's going to help to drive it now. But you have to keep it straight, so I'm trying to stay very much on top of it. And see, now the little rings are starting to carve their way in, all the way. And they tend to want to veer off wherever they want to go. So I'm trying to keep the pressure. See, we're going right down to the end of the potato. I guess they made this about as long as a baking potato is. I think that's as far as I can go. Ooh, that's kind of scary because maybe if I used a pair of pliers for the last... All right, I'm back again with my tools, and I've already actually done a little work on it. I used the needle nose pliers to push this little end, you see the little flat steel end, to continue twisting it until I couldn't really handle it much better anymore. But this is still not all the way out over here because you need to pull this out. However, it may pull out with a heavier pair of pliers, which I haven't tried yet. Look at that. Oh my This is so amazing. Look at this. This is not the way I did the last one. But I like this because I don't have to cut the potato. You know, there's the inside of the cavity that it came through. And here it is. Just pull this out. And now it gets even more exciting. Wait till you see. Now we can untwist these two spirals. And the way I found it best, instead of trying to untwist really, was more unwind. I found it easier for me. And you'll see there's a little bit of extra potato there. I don't know quite why. Maybe I wasn't pushing hard enough and it was kind of spinning around in its own area. I'm not sure. But look, water has salt in it. I just did it because I thought it'd be nice to keep them salted a little. Now here are the ones that I had done just before I saw you this morning. See? And this one came out cockeyed. Let me show you the potato. Also, I didn't do it the same way. This one I was able to just pull the whole thing out, twist it out, just follow those ridges. This one I did what the man said on the YouTube. He said to break it open with a knife, and I was very nervous about doing that because you could cut the spiral by mistake because you don't really know exactly where it is in here. So anyway, it worked out. It was fine. I thought of another idea. Well, actually, this man showed that you could do different kinds of vegetables, like beets or carrots. He just showed carrots, I think. But you could do a beet, or you could do a yam. And I was thinking it would be fun. You know how we have French fries made of sweet potatoes, and we have French fries made of regular baking potatoes? And I thought it would be fun if you twisted them together and deep fried them. They would be unbelievably beautiful and fun. So we haven't tried it yet, so here we go. At the moment. Oh, it's going right down. But he had a cloth on his hand because this little bar kind of cuts in. But here we go, down and down, trying to keep it straight again, which is really hard because look at the shape of this. It's not straight. I think this is just to hold it like this and then turn the potato, the sweet potato. I don't know. He didn't do a sweet potato. He did a carrot. I'm now trying to take this down not on center in order to follow the shape possibly a little bit better. So now I'm going to take this little bar off and I'll do what I didn't show you before. It's starting to come out here, so we did pretty well. You see, we did pretty well considering it's a curved vegetable. I don't know if I can get too much with this. Try these. Need vice grips. I'm not sure what causes this little loss here. Oh, darn it. Did you see that? I just lost what I was working on. This part came undone too. Well, all is not lost because I think we can put these on the potatoes in sections if we can figure out which parts go together. maybe some people have done this kind of thing before and can tell in comments things that I could learn. I would love that. Oh, there we go. There's one, and then this one, you don't know which is the real is the real spiral. Look at that. Isn't that great? More earrings. Aren't they elegant? It's fun when it just happens there at the beginning. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is amazing. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but isn't it beautiful that nature and color like that can make such a beautiful little thing? Imagine having a hamburger and a French fry like that. Okay, now we will go fire up the fryer and invite you out to the frying party. We'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so come take a look. They're in here and just boiling away the way they should, frying away. And I think I can add all of them actually. Listen to that. I love that sound. Wait till that one comes up. This is the one that we manufactured. The last one. I hope that's going to be okay. We'll have to go make up a hamburger now. And have a hamburger and French fries, right? What do you think? These are gorgeous. Oh, it's hard to find them, but look at them. My channel mammals, welcome to luncheon with me. Look, aren't they beautiful? Aren't they the most beautiful French fries you've ever seen? I am so excited to eat them. I wish I could share them with you. I so wish I could. This is a wonderful treat. Oh, here we are. Well, here we're going to start right in. we must at least taste one of these. They've been out of the cooker for a spell, so they would be better when they're hot out. But I had to make the hamburger and Oh, even a little bit like room temperature, they're still amazing. Oh my goodness. And you know what's amazing? Is the sweetness of the sweet potato and the sort of warm coziness of the regular baked potato type potato together. Normally you don't have both together. Oh, they're more fun to eat than anything I've ever had. When they go in your mouth, they worm around like little twirling worms. And when you bite them off, they remind me of a cruller donut. You know, they kind of come apart in like an open, lacy way. Oh, this is amazing. Absolutely wonderful. And look, see this little bowl? Look at it. Richard made this bowl. Isn't it cute? Isn't it beautiful? And he gave it to our friends, Linda and Lindsay. And look at, I even think these crackers look great in here with the plaid. These sort of pinkish crackers. What a feast. And the cows coming to join the party. Oh. I can't. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. So, pickles. Oh, we need to have a little mayonnaise. I'm not one for mayonnaise, but Richard always is. And so I just thought it would be fun because I love these little dishes of Linda and Lindsay's. Aren't they sweet with these little spoons and everything to go with it? Mm. Look at that. Bon appetit.